Hello, are you ready for your focus for the week tarot video for the week of Sunday, February 11th, 2018? Here we go. Okay, so I've already shuffled the deck. I've divided it into 3 stacks and I'll choose the first card off of each stack to give you something to focus on and think about and consider as you go through this week. All right, so your first card, I was just thinking of this card today, the 5 of Pentacles. So 5 can be a number of struggle or it can be a number of adventure, right? And I think this card is so interesting because we see people out here and they are cold and weary and beaten down and they are just out facing the elements. And I think why this card showed up for you right now in this week, in this reading, is because you have a choice about how you want to think about and approach your current situation. So you can consider it to be a challenge or a struggle, and you can feel like no one's helping you, and you can feel like there's no hope, and the only thing to do is suffer through it. That's one option available to you. Another option available to you is to recognize that there is compassion and warmth and joy and light available to you. It's nearby, it's within your own viewpoint or within your own area, and it doesn't necessarily mean that someone else has to offer it to you. You can actually have some warmth and love and light from yourself if you choose. So again, just like saying that 5 is a number of challenge and adventure, you can see your current situation as a challenge and feel like you're the victim of it, or you can feel like the hero in your story and see that this is an adventure that you're in right now that maybe you wouldn't have chosen, and maybe it doesn't feel amazing, but here you are, and where is the light that can offer you warmth and love and maybe even shelter, maybe even guidance during this tough situation. And even the word tough situation, I'm supplying that it doesn't have to be a tough situation. It might be a situation that you didn't choose, but you can also choose what you make of it and what you make it mean. Okay, so that's your 5 of Pentacles to start out. Your second card this week is the Wheel of Fortune, and this just really, I think, illustrates what we saw here and gives you maybe even some peace or some hope, which is everything in life has cycles, right? Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. It's totally normal. It's totally natural. Just because you might feel rolled under the bus right now or under a wheel right now does not mean that your life sucks. It does not mean that you will never feel on top again. It doesn't mean that everything has gone wrong. It just means that sometimes we're up and sometimes we're down. And even recognizing that can hopefully give you some freedom and a little bit of relief from this feeling, and maybe again give you a chance to offer yourself some compassion about this situation. Okay, and your third card, the Page of Rods in reverse. Okay, so when we see this card upright, we see someone who is so excited and so energetic about this passionate area of their life that they are starting to build momentum in and starting to learn everything about, and they're just shouting it from the rooftops how excited and enthusiastic they are about this thing. Since you got this card in reverse, it's giving me the sense that while you are beginning a climb of mastery in something that's important to you and that makes you feel energetic, or maybe that you are passionate about, I don't get the sense that you are shouting it from the rooftops, that you're sharing it, that you even feel like putting yourself out there. And maybe the reason why you don't feel like that is because you also recognize that you're not at the level of mastery that you will eventually be at, right? And just to cut the sentence in half and say, I'm not at the level of mastery, might be a deal breaker for you right there, without even realizing you've cut the rest of the sentence, which is, I'm not at the level of mastery where I will someday, or well, I will be at eventually, right? So Don't cut the sentence off too short. Finish that sentence off so that you do feel that full level of excitement, that you do feel, not that you have to shout it or share it, but at least so that you don't feel like you have to hide it or suppress it or even walk away from it, right? So those are your options available to you this week. I hope you give them some thought and see what works for you. Let's look at your numbers. You got a 5 and a 10, 15, plus 1 is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 is the number of meditation and self-reflection. So I have some homework for you here. I really want you to look at your own thoughts and your own beliefs and your own feelings about what you're going through right now and really offer yourself some compassion and offer yourself some alternate options that maybe you haven't considered yet or maybe you have been suppressing, because you might be able to give yourself relief and not have to see this as a challenge or a struggle, but actually see it as an adventure and something that will help you climb that learning ladder to that level of mastery that I know you can get to. So that is what I wanted to share with you this week. I hope it gives you something to think about. I hope you enjoyed it. Also, I just wanted to point out, this week is Valentine's week. So maybe you have plans, maybe you're in a relationship, maybe you're not. Who knows? But one thing that you might not be feeling completely in love with, maybe this is you, maybe you're not feeling completely in love with what's going on with your career direction, with what you should do with your time, how you should occupy yourself. If you are not completely in love, and if you would like to rekindle that fire this romantic week, fall in love with your career all over again, or find a new career that's a perfect match for you, if you'd like to dig in and have some time, 45 minutes or so, to dig in and get clarity on that area, check out my services page and you can grab and book yourself a clarity session, and we can just dive right in and talk all about your career, how you should spend your time, what lights you up, what's important to you, which direction you can go, all of that kind of information. So take a look. I hope if you need it, you'll take advantage of it. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.